here we are today. Now, who are you?
I don't know. Who am I?
But you're showing your face.
Yes, I am.
That's good.
Anna! Exclamation point. Question mark
Yeah.
after that. No, I'm just kidding.
So the name of the show is Big Genius. So we're just looking for the big genius in you.
Oh man. No, my graffiti is dedicated to my dad, and he was definitely a big genius.
Yeah. What did your dad do?
Architect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I love buildings so
Oh,
much. Or the
and
underground, like the.
Did was he like depressed, or did you? Was there any indication of
Oh
what was
yeah,
coming
he
to pass?
full disclosure, he jumped out of our 16th story window, and
Yeah.
when I was also 16, and I saw it, and so I guess it's like almost like re-traumatizing yourself. The adrenaline you experience from a rooftop
Right.
or the tunnels, it helps you like take control of an experience.
And that's also public information, so that must be very weird for you.
You know what's funny is about public information is that, to change the topic entirely, but is that so my first name and last name and my face has been out for a while because of these NFTs with Harvey Weinstein, and they needed it for credibility purposes. But then other articles have come out that say mystery graffiti writer tags Anna Delvey's door. So nobody really does their homework. It's very weird it's ambiguous.
Huh.
How do you? Well, I guess you don't do illegal.
Okay,
things.
I was back in the '80s. I was Randall Hart, which sounded like vandal art. So that when I was doing all the billboards, I just signed at that. But eventually, I just put my own name on it, and because at some point I just thought, "Fuck you!"
If
it's
I
me.
started writing Ron English,
Yeah.
like, then it would just be my fault.
But what would it be now? You write your name.
I'm tired of.
But would it be interesting if you made your face?
Well, I actually have intentionally showed my face throughout my whole stint in this, very little, because if the police are listening,
Yeah.
I really appreciate the Pitt Street Precinct shouts out, but I think if you give them a little bit of who you are, there's less of a mystery. So that because a lot of people thought I was a lovesick teenage boy, for example, which is like maybe more threatening than some blonde girl just writing her name.
No, I was just thinking, it would be interesting if you photorealistic, put your face everywhere. Because remember that woman in L.A., and I wanted to bring her up, but I couldn't remember her name. But she was like the most famous woman in L.A., and she married a rich guy, and he just did giant billboards of her everywhere. And everybody in L.A. knew her, and she was like on The Simpsons and stuff, but not, on the billboard on The Simpsons. But,
Well, if you want to do a tribute to me,
but it was interesting because she just wanted to be famous, and it didn't seem like she did anything, and she might have been the first person who was just famous for being famous.
I didn't start graffiti for fame at all. I
Yeah.
started as a total existential crisis. Like, if I die tomorrow, I remember seeing like Sen 4, who's the dumpster king, had the most dumpsters, and like,
Yeah.
if I die tomorrow, Sen 4 has more to show for his life than I do. Like, and he's the dumpster king.
Yeah, but I think when you start, you get pulled into something, but it's always changing, and you're always changing your reason for doing it. I assume.
The
right?
reason became, and I want to change it but the best part that's come out of it is what's called the Anna Gang. I have so many followers on Instagram named Anna, and when I lived on Christie Street, I had an event where I was just like, if your name is Anna, legally Anna, A-N-N-A, not A-N-N, like whatever.
Yeah, with the exclamation point.
Show
yeah.
up, and like 50 Annas who never met each other a day in their life all rolled up to my apartment. So, like, I just thought it.
Yeah, I always wondered if I could go back and be young and be how would I deal with this new world?
Oh, it's how I would do things. I'm old too, dude.
Oh.
I started this in 2016. I'm 32 now. I'm tired.
Oh, you're
I'm
32.
done. I went in the tunnels because I'm like, you know what? This is it. But after this, I'm.
Well, what's up with Duster? Why didn't he come? And what's your relationship with him? I don't understand.
Duster. Well, now that you know about my dad, Duster's kind of like my dad.
Oh.
No, he really. Yeah, no, we've been through both not like ridiculous experiences, but he's also really, really saved my butt in a way that.
Okay. Well, tell me how you met him.
Let's see. I was dating RG357. He, I guess they buffed all of them. He used to have every single fire hydrant.
Can you sit with the guy and sign it?
Sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Your wife is lovely, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. She runs the
I'm not
show.
sure if it's signs. You're gonna say.
Yeah, I met Duster when I was dating RD, and I had this wall I was painting at the time during, I think, was it COVID? It was like spotted owl, and they said I could do whatever I wanted with it. And then my friend said, oh, if we do a 420 wall, High Times will cover it, because I know someone. So I asked RD, who do you know who can paint a weed nugget very, very well? And he said Duster.
Wow.
Rap ever since. And then he came to visit me where I worked, and we did this huge roller that very night. He sails, so he sees it from the water. Not many other people can see it, but it's big like this.
Huh. Wow. Huh. And I assume you knew who.
How did you come to my opening more so? I didn't even. I was like, I thought you were honestly. I thought you were Clayton Patterson.
Oh yeah, we're the last two guys left alive. in these
Dude, I'm like,
shows,
I
yeah.
thought you were someone
Oh, wait,
completely
me and him and Carlo McCormick, so the three.
Okay,
the three
good.
amigos, yeah.
How much is your autograph worth? It's just like on a napkin.
Actually, that's a real thing. If I sign everything for everybody and I draw in everybody's book, which means that 40 years later, that my drawings have no value because anybody that asks me, I'll draw for them.
Yeah.
So if like Frank Kozak, his drawings have more value because he never would draw for anybody.
You
so
mean no, none of that.
and he wouldn't. Yeah, if you don't sign for people, then your signature becomes more like at auctions. I don't know if you pay attention to those kind of auctions.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So like a baseball player, there's two baseball players. One's more famous, one more
Okay.
whatever
Oh, I
you want in
see.
baseball. But if one guy was nicer and signed more stuff, then his autograph is less value.
So why do you sign them? Because
What-
you don't care
what-
about money?
I mean, you have to kind of decide at some point, and then that's what you do. So like I'm
not signing
decided.
anything,
Well,
no.
who am I? Who am I? You have to say, who am I?
My mom
And I
thought-
said,
my mom-
I'm a nice person. I met a lot of assholes and people that, I said, I will try to look everybody that I meet in the eye and try to ask them a couple questions and try to
Appreciate that.
and try to be nice, and so I'll be a nice person. That's who I'll be. And then you have to, and sometimes it gets fucking hard.
I was
'cause
about
you have
to
to be
say
nice
I'm
to
a
lot of
kind
people.
person, but am I
Yeah,
nice?
yeah.
Not really. I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, you kind of have to decide who you are, and you're already probably figuring that out. I'm sure.
what, who
yeah.
I am?
Yeah, you have to find out who you are in this world, and as people approach you, and
it's,
because a lot of stuff's about to happen to you, and you probably know that. But you're going to get offers to do this and that, and you have to kind of
what,
sort out.
are you my fortune teller? Your crystal ball, tell me, Ron English,
Well, the great
what
thing
does
about
my
being old
future
is,
hold?
is you know what's going to happen.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anything could. I'm actually, well, graffiti aside, I was the squat queen of the Lower East Side for a minute there. I know how to do it really well. I think housing should be free. I think it's, and
Well, how about this? How about you shouldn't be able to own more buildings than you will see in your life? There's people that own more land, and they don't. If they spent their whole life going to look at everything they own, they wouldn't be able to do it. Like there was the debate. Sorry to go off, but
please, no, I love this
between
topic.
Bush and Gore, and then it kind of came up about his lumber mills, and the poor guy did not know he owned lumber mills, and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy some wood?"
What?
But he was so rich that he did not know he owned lumber mills in Alaska. So that's where squatting comes in. It's like if there's 200 apartments in the East Village and I keep them empty because I don't even know I own them.
yeah, no, that happens
Yeah,
all the
hello.
time. I'm a professional
Yeah.
dork. I'll look at property records. Like my view of the city has changed forever. I'll be looking up at buildings, being like, the fifth floor is usually always vacant. If you see that it's just like dust and what have you, then you look at the property records, go, oh, okay, so these people are doing organized crime, and that means they're not watching their building. Or it is like that. It's like, we've been trying to find the billionaire German owner forever. We can't seem to locate him. He has no idea. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, New York City. Like, come on. If I can squat in 4 apartments in the same building at the same time, me featuring my friend who's an escort, but 2 women
Yes.
on Chrissy Street, then like, you could take a neighborhood.
What, like how much of the stuff is owned by Russians?
Albanians.
Albanians?
God, my life might end tomorrow if I tell you everything I know.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No,
Yeah.
don't be. I'm kind of for it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I know.
Well, you asked who I am, and I go, I know too much, so I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure
but
it
I know
out.
the Russians bought like a lot of buildings, and then they kind of they sit on them and they don't fill them, but they want them as like an escape clause to get away from Putin if in case they fall out of favor.
What's happening is the DOB has got rid of 36% of its employees, whatever. So that means what, like the same amount up in organized crime. So they're using the sellers to house contractors who will then work on the building next door, and then they get kickbacks because no one's watching.
Well, it's interesting. What prompted you to look into that?
I lived above I literally heard it through the floor in Spanish at 4 a.m. Like, thought it was my neighbor's television. Oh no, it's coming from beneath you.
And the tunnels. What got you into the tunnels? And by the way, that we liked your piece, but I thought that
I
was
appreciate
brilliant.
that. I'm not a film. Thank you. I really
No, but it
thank
was
you.
like it was a good idea, and it was one of those ideas like, wow, damn, I should have thought that.
Oh, well, you can be round
Yeah.
two. There's so many
Okay.
characters. Like,
Yeah, I know. But I would have to be the rabbit, right? Yeah.
you can be whoever you want. Oh, we'll figure it out. You could be Alice for all.
No.
The
You're
underground.
always Alice. Yeah.
Okay, I'll figure out your character. You could be. Do you smoke? You could be the hookah, the caterpillar. Be very wise. I don't know, but you're a nice guy. That guy's.
I'm the rabbit. I'm nervous and I'm always late.
You know how hard it is to get people in the tunnels now that it's like a.
Well, do you know Logan Hicks? And he did the Underbelly.
Oh, he likes all my stuff. I'm so bad at Instagram. He likes my stuff,
Yeah.
and I looked at his page and I go, cool guy. And I kind of
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Well, he found like an underground station it was in Brooklyn, but he got 100 artists coming there and paint over the course of a year.
Oh, I heard a
Which,
story.
it's kind of like herding cats, but like feral cats, because yeah, it was hard, and you had to go like from one time you had to walk in complete darkness, and we actually had to sit there all night in complete darkness because the crew came in, so we just shut all of our lights off because they didn't want anybody to know this is happening. He wanted to get all the way to the end.
Did you bring you brought your backpack with like
Yeah,
supplies
yeah,
and like
yeah.
a camper?
I was with Fail. I did my piece really quick, and then okay, let's get the fuck out of here. And
Did you have
they
to-
they thought we were in a museum. They were just doing this fabulous piece, and it's like I did my mouse mask Murphy next to and I made a mouse hole and I made a fake shadow, and it's like okay, good. We're at this I did my
Should we
thing.
go back?
No, I don't know what happened to it, but
Stuff is still there.
yeah,
Oh, you know
but
what
he would be
happened
a
to
good
it?
friend for you because he's really into that stuff. Yeah, and urban exploring and another person that you're gonna have to meet is John Law of the Billboard Liberation
I
Front.
love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the board of directors.
Yeah,
Duster for mayor of the Underground 2025.
And they're so happy that the tradition is.
Well, I think it's
Still
what's most interesting and a little concerning to me is how much space is under there that is just old. When you go up emergency exits, there's one in between every station, so halfway between, not every single one, but 99% of them. And you're going up. Sometimes you're like 15 stories down, and I just check every door, and a door will open, and it'll just be so dark, and have all these brown particles from tracks. You can't see or know how big it is. There's just so much space down there and also open control rooms, just stuff you can. It's like that part in my movie where she goes through that door,
Yes.
looks out. I had to get Duster to open that for me because I went downstairs and I was like, it was him and Trap painting upstairs, clack, 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 and I'm just exploring. I'm like, oh my God, this door is gonna open. Duster, will you come open this door, please? See what it is. And it's this huge 3-story big storage unit for but unlocked.
Yeah, that's wild. Huh? I think back in the old days, everything was unlocked. When I first moved to New York, you could get to the billboards by climbing over the top of the building, but nobody locked the door. We would come in and we'd go up, and then the door to the roof was just unlocked.
Every
But
roof
it's not
is
like
unlocked.
that anymore.
No, it is.
Oh, it is?
In
Okay.
Chinatown,
Huh.
if it's locked, it's usually a fire hazard. Call 311 about that.
Oh, huh.
Should get on. And also, if
Maybe I just assumed everything was locked now or more uptight.
rooftop rollers seem all badass and stuff, but it's really kind of my opinion, a pussy.
Now, do you do the rollers? You don't? Do you let somebody? I saw one where the guy held the other guy off by his ankles.
Oh no, that repelling stuff that
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are doing
yeah,
these
yeah.
days. Nah.
Okay, thank God.
Well, they look like dancers probably. They're probably like pointing their toes, like la, la. I would love to see.
Well, I mean, you saw what really happens when. Yeah, that's.
Did someone?
I'm just saying with your dad, and you know what, like how serious that shit is. You know.
I didn't
yeah.
even think of that. Yeah, why would I hang up the side of a building? But technically, I do.
Yeah.
In a, well, just like over the side of it, but I guess the vantage point is similar.
Do you go practice somewhere?
Practice what?
Doing rollers.
It's all practice.
Oh, it's all practice,
If you're consistently terrible, it's called style.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember like Revs and Cost? They were like huge roller guys.
I hung
back
out
in
with
the-
Cost for a minute. We were
Oh, you
supposed to
did?
do a bus ad campaign, and then he got all tight about people stealing the bus ads, and I was like, what do you want me to do? Take a thing and then jam it, lock it in there, and then that's criminal stuff. So it never went
Right.
to fruition. But yeah, and then he disappeared, like graffiti artists do sometimes. You go,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, they went upstate, or maybe they went.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you don't know when they quit,
Cost-
and
Cost
they
is
never
good
let
too,
you
though.
know who they were. But one time we were walking up Broadway, me and my wife, and then we saw them. They were doing their bit. So we're like, "Are you guys Revs and Cost?" And they're like, "Nope." And it's like, "Well, would you take my card?" And we had a show like this, like a
You
cable
had a show
access
with
show.
Cost and Revs?
So yeah, I said, well, we would like you to come on our show if you know Cost and Rez, you could give them the card.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
So they took the card, and then the next morning they come out, my whole building's completely covered with their shit, But then they did call, and they wore a mask on the show, and it was interesting because then we afterwards we went in the back and
What year was this?
And it was like the mid '90s. But yeah, then afterwards they were completely different people. They acted one way, like on camera with their mask, and then they became more chill and different people, or
See, I'm
more
pretty much.
normal, yeah.
But what was I gonna say? But I like the suicide hotline Revs
Yeah.
thing. Well, because Kurt Cobain dies, his Converse sell out. The green Converse he dies in, and then a campaign is started. I think something similar. I mean, people don't really. No one's offed themselves in a really long time. It usually is just like what my sister calls passive suicide, just fentanyl stuff. Which is a whole other issue of living on Christie and Rivington for a year and a half. Oh man, do you see some stuff?
Yeah?
Yeah, well also just like the lack of care here. I'm with
Well,
my friend.
like what stuff?
Like the rabbit in my film. He's clean and sober. Peter's doing great. He's been in a year of rehab. You go, kid. But when he was living with me, he was addicted to heroin. His dad introduced it to him when he was 13 years old. Like, oh my God. But where's he going with this? Oh, harm reduction is. I don't want to shit on anyone, but like, it'll be like 4:15, and he doesn't have any clean rigs, and so I'm like, Peter, quick, let's go, and we're like hauling ass down the street to get him clean needles, otherwise you have to share with someone else, and the place is closed with a note on it that says like, sorry, closed early. Nah.
Yeah, when I lived down there, I lived on 3rd and D, and well, they would shoot each other. One guy died right next to me, and he was holding on to me, and I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
"Get the fuck off me," because they're still shooting, and they weren't trying to shoot me; they were trying to shoot them.
Like shoot.
Yeah, Dad would shoot each other. Yeah, over the drugs. One guy had an Uzi, and he would he'd come home.
Ron English,
and
the super thug out here. I see it. I see it.
No, I was hiding from him. No, it's like I had to sit there with another guy, and he's like, "Yeah, well," until he ran out of bullets, and then I could go back into my house, But yeah, and I remember like they had some weird batch, and it would hit, and there'd be dead guys on the fucking street, It was horrible.
What street was that?
3rd and D. I think when they did Operation Pressure Point or whatever, they let one street alone just to
Wait,
let a little bit of
Operation
a
Pressure
drug,
Point?
like in the Giuliani or whatever. No, yeah, it was a long time ago, but they tried to clean it up, and they let it exist on one block openly, just because you can't shut the whole thing down or it'll just pop up somewhere else. So that was their theory.
I need a
But,
glass of water.
so let's just talk for a second about Duster, who's supposed to be here, and he got arrested, his car towed, and you lost some
So-
paintings, and
Insert ChatGPT AI voice of a police person going, we have a terrorist, headed to the underground. We unknown location, all units dispatched. they're not going to find him. They're not going to be able to. It's going to take forever. They can't slide through the tunnels and like avoid, do all the things. They're trained in a very specific way. So I think that Duster's identity needs to be protected so that he can continue to
Okay.
potentially protect the underground.
But I think he's pretty out there, right? I mean, pretty well known.
They say no face, no case, and
Oh, is that
it
what they
really
say?
couldn't be more true.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Okay, here's a question. Why don't you guys wear prosthetics?
I would love that. I want to be an old lady.
Oh,
Like Duster, you.
I remember once I was a kid, I wanted to get liquor, so I made myself up like an old man and went to a drive-thru, and I'm like, give me, and they sold it to me.
Can
I
we
was-
prank
but then I
people?
went to the party, and I was trying to talk to everybody, and they thought I was weird. But I had beer, and I
Oh
had whiskey.
my God. I would
No, but
love-
I'm serious. You're going to be on just make a fake nose.
Let's do it
Doesn't
for
it
him.
seem like that just fucks their whole thing up?
think maybe it's
Because they're reading your face, and they can read your face, but now it's not your face. You got a different nose. Matter of fact, pick somebody you don't like.
Yeah, no, I love
You know?
you. You sound like a prankster for real. We could get away with some stupid because I have no shame. But no, I have shame, guilt,
Yeah.
embarrassment, none. I will
But,
do.
but like Revs, he got into writing that weird stuff in the abandoned tunnels, and he did that for years and years. And how the fuck did he do it? He dressed exactly like the workers, went to work every day with a lunchbox, and walked right past them. And a lot of them said they thought that he worked there. Hey, what's up?
Well, nowadays,
You know?
I don't want to. Actually, I'm not going
Well, I mean, now we've blown this thing. He finally got arrested, but he got to do it for years. But now we can say what he did.
Rebs is the man.
But back to the BLF, he had his name was Jack Napier for 40 years. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. Jack Napier is the name of the Joker on Batman. That's where he got the name. But he always wore a mask. I was never allowed to know who he was in the beginning. I didn't know who the Billboard Liberation Front was. They were, I kind of figured out like one guy because we went to a club. They were all from San Francisco, and I recognized his voice, and I was like, okay, you're in the fucking BLF. But I'm not going to say
BLF,
anything. Billboard Liberation Front, yeah. But
Got you.
but yeah,
Damn, I got so much to learn.
the only time it really hit me is we did a big fucking stunt together, and we had automatronics, and we did all this shit on this billboard, and we managed to get away because we had 50 clowns that kind of flooded the zone like right after it, so they were kind of a little distracting for the cops, but. A few days later, I had an opening. I couldn't go to it because it was surrounded by the police. Because, one of the idiots from the BLF was handing out press releases, which they always did. They always alerted the press and did
You
their
mean
press
like
release.
Welcome to Fear City? No, I was kidding.
Yeah, but the press release said the Billboard Liberation Front. Who the fuck are they? Nobody knows. And Ron English. Okay, we know who the fuck he is.
Exactly.
So I
Yes,
couldn't
yes,
get him on
yes.
openings because they had it surrounded by the police. So
Well,
yeah,
I'm like, is
that's when it hit me. Being anonymous, man, we're having fun doing this, and being anonymous is like, man, you just can keep doing it, and doing it.
Doing it and drop. That's kind of, I have other plans.
I've been with, I stood next, a guy was talking to Banksy at one of these underground tunnel things. Then he comes over and he talks to me.
Really exists. Is
And-
it not
but the-
Damien Hirst's passion
Yeah,
project with Charles
it's his-
Saatchi and then some Tracy Emin on the side, and then they changed.
Okay, cut the mics. You're Banksy, we know that. Okay,
Oh
anyway,
my
back. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Banksy to hire me to do his underground tunnel campaign.
Yeah, but you understand the reason that he gets away with everything because everybody's looking for a guy.
He doesn't exist. It's like the
It's
Dread
a woman.
Pirate Roberts. I believe that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
No fucking way.
Right, yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm like-
but you just throw people a little off because they already once they built an expectation, you can exist because if you're not that expectation,
Well, yes, and I was led to believe that Banksy was like asking who is Starbucks. Like this is my know nothing, but like I'm like okay, so let's say Damien Hirst. This is what my theory. Let's say Damien Hirst sells his shark things for what have you to Charles Saatchi. Charles Saatchi
Yeah,
does any project from here on out. You get to do it. So then he creates it, but then it changes CEOs. Because I'm like, the Banksy that was before Exit Through the Gift Shop is not the same as the one after. It's like almost like poorly translated. Like there's this one where they show you Gaza, and I'm like, this is not a British man speak. It's my theory.
You're really good at research.
My dad was on the spectrum, and I think as I get older, I have, oh man, like I wouldn't call it an obsession, but if I'm interested in something, I will know every
How
single
much?
thing
How
about
much
it.
do you know about the art world?
That is my sister's jurisdiction. Shouts out Norma Barrett, grad school, art marketing. About to kill it. No, she's the she's phenomenal.
But that's a very interesting place.
I mean, it got a little. To me, it got a little not boring, but I'm like, oh, it's like the stock market. Oh my God, whatever.
Well, it's a little more fixed than the stock market.
does-
Like my friend,
I went over Alec
my friend
Monopoly,
Leonard
right?
was the kind of when he first started hanging out with me. He goes, "Oh my God, if we acted like this way on Wall Street, we'd all be in prison, man." It's like, yeah, but nobody messes with the art world; they leave it alone.
Well, I think that I agree with that, and I think so. I went over Alec Monopoly, for example. I'm in Miami. I'm looking
Now
around.
he wouldn't actually be in the art world. I would not.
You don't consider him in the
I
art
would.
world.
I would not think he's in the art world. He's more of like a celebrity artist, and
So what is
so he's not like fiction prices at auctions
what
or.
is the
you know.
art world?
Well, Damien Hirst would be in the art world, yeah. Alec would be, he's a celebrity artist. It's a whole, and there was also a thing that was created after Instagram called the lifestyle artist, which is you get followers because people, you know, like, I wish I was that brave, or, ooh, I wish I had a car like that,
That's
or,
probably
yeah.
me kind of.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. A lot more opportunities for
Yeah, I
people
kind
now,
of like. I
yeah.
kind of want to my dream over here, and I'm a big dreamer, like maybe on a delusional aspect. But you know, crazy things happen to me. So, what
Yeah.
the heck, I want to go to the DA's office and just be like, "Hi, nothing to do with graffiti whatsoever, but I lived on a. There are some things that you should probably know if you don't know them already, and you should also hire me because my perspective of the city is so unique, and I know that so many things that if I just want to make sure they're aware of it, so they can hold it down. Like,
Well, back in the 60s, you would have been in the CIA.
sit down, rebrand,
Yeah, sorry.
Lara Croft.
But yeah, like one of my friends was in the CIA in the 60s, and they just watched the art world.
Oh, even better, I'll be CIA. in New
But
York.
but he would get a paycheck, and he said it wasn't that much, but it was, you know, just to report what's happening in the art world, because you know there's some nefarious characters in the art world, not really, but
Well, yeah, of course. After those Panama Papers, you couldn't hide money offshore. Why not hide it in
Yeah.
Picasso?
But anyway, so he got a little extra paycheck, so you may be onto something. Is I'm trying to tell you, in my own roundabout.
Thank you.
way.
Yeah, I'll list you
I
as a
can't just-
reference.
I just
I'll list you as
can't
a
see
reference.
it.
I go, okay, fine, you can.
Yeah, I have to take everything in a big circle, but I always get back, you know.
Oh
so,
no, you're the man. Dude.
yeah,
I'm so. This has been the wildest 3 days, or what has been like 4 days,
4 days. Yeah.
where from you coming to my screening to being in this
Well,
magical
you know,
place.
it might be interesting if you intern here they give you a free space for a couple months, and you meet a lot of people. I mean, he's really got something going on here.
Depending on how my new squatting operation goes
Yeah.
down the street, I will do it.
Yeah,
If I
but I'm
can
just
live
saying this
for
would
free.
be a bonus that wouldn't interfere with that. It wouldn't be like you just get to come here whenever you want and work downstairs,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of other artists, and they're like you. They're 30 or they're
Will
40.
you be here though?
Yeah, I'm here for a month. Yeah, but it's a very interesting. It's
This
called
place is awesome because there's lots of
it's
rules.
called time to be happy, and so
People
that's.
are happy so far. I haven't seen any
Yeah,
sadness.
it's a very, very interesting space, and the people are amazing. You know, one guy I'm down there talking to him, and he looked young, so I thought, you know, he was just a young graffiti kid, but he had all these graffiti pieces down there, and then he says, "No, I'm an architect, and I take wild style and I make it into buildings," and he fucking did, you know. So this is a great place, and again, what's this place called?
Time to be happy.
Time to be happy.
Time to be happy.
All right, thanks, guys. We're out.
Oh my
We got to talk about the real shit now that you can't know about. Yeah. Fuck off.
Me and my big genius, let nothing come between us. Not a thought, not a prayer, not ocean, not air.